Okay, guys, I finally saw Wicked. I'll admit, I have never ever seen the musical. I've never been to theatre, never seen it in a theatre. It's just things have happened and I've just not got around to it. So I'm going to turn the lights off because they're getting on my nerves. That's better. And the other one. And again. Oh, that one was better. Yeah, so I've never actually got round to seeing the musical. Hopefully, maybe next year, because Jennifer loved this. So what did I think of Wicked? I loved it. I gotta be honest, I absolutely adored it. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are absolutely brilliant. Ariana's brilliant as the shallow Galinda, who comes, and she does change as the story goes on and becomes less shallow. Obviously, she's the leader of the people picking on Elphaba. And Elphaba's a really nice and kind one who cares about everybody, doesn't want to hurt anybody. The complete antithesis of what we think of as being the Wicked Witch of the West. Of course, this is the story of how and why she becomes the Wicked Witch of the West. The songs are absolutely brilliant. I've got to be honest, I loved them. Oh, I just loved everything about it. It was such a good movie. And Cynthia Erivo, oh, she is my new girl crush. She is fabulous. I love her to bits. Her voice. I mean, what a voice that woman's got. Woo. She was absolutely brilliant. And she conveyed anger and tenderness and sympathy and empathy and everything through her acting and her singing. Jeff Goldblum as Oz, great and powerful, wonderful, brilliant, loved it. Jonathan Bailey as Fiyero, very good. Yeah, so I mean, if you haven't seen Wicked, and I would like to say everybody should have seen it by now because I think they should have. If you haven't, do pick it up. I mean, Jennifer absolutely loved it. She says it's her new favourite film. And that is until she watched Toy Story. And then Toy Story was her new favourite film. So that's okay. Absolutely loved it. Can't wait for part 2 to come out. There were a few nods to the 1939 film, if you know where to look. So firstly, the silver shoes that when they were presented to Nessa Rose by her father were in a case that was lined with ruby sequins. Some of the Emerald City people were dressed in soldiers, very similar outfits to those worn by the ones in the 1939 classic. But the biggest nod towards the 1939 classic is one that most people who may not notice. So unless you're big on the film The Wizard of Oz and you've watched it 100 times, you may not have noticed that the font at the beginning and the end where they said Wicked and to be continued. So Wicked was in black and white. To be continued was in colour. So again, that's a nod to the 39 film. But the font it was written in is the same as the 1939 title cards. And that brought me to tears because they're saying, we love the Wizard of Oz. We're not the Wizard of Oz. We are part of the Oz universe. And I just thought that was wonderful. I absolutely adored it. I thought it was fantastic. I can't wait for part 2. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It is such a good movie.